like a grandma. Do I look like someone's grandma?
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm starting to post on Wednesdays and Saturdays, like Wednesday or Saturday or both. So like look out for videos on those days around like 2 p.m. if you stay in Texas. I don't know like if that's central, like I don't know none of that. But yeah. In today's video we're talking about like a more like a we're talking about a killer. So if you don't want to listen to those types of things, you know, don't keep watching. If you could like the video still, that would like mean a lot to me. Okay. But anywho, I'm not going to really go into much details about his murders. Like if he like cut the person's head off. Like I'm not going to say all that. Only for 2 murders. So yeah. Before we start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And turn post notification bells on. Let's get started. I'm not going to be talking about every single victim, every single person that he did end up coming in contact with, because it was over 25 people. And I don't want this video to be too long because, you know, who wants to watch an hour video? Because it sure isn't me. And my notes are like right here, so if I look down, that's why, you know. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody or anybody's families that are mentioned in this video, but I will be providing pictures and stuff like that, and I will be saying the victims' names, but like I don't mean any disrespect at all. Richard Ramirez, he was born on February 20th. 1960. Okay, I need to be serious. So he was born in El Paso, Texas to Mercedes and Julian Ramirez. Julian was known to be like abusive. So like that whole kind of like household was kind of toxic, if that makes sense. And also Richard he got hit in the head when he was 5 with a swing. So it made him unconscious, so that kind of plays into later, but yeah. So Richard didn't really want to be at home. If someone's hitting you at home, like beating you up, you don't want to be there. So he would go spend time with his cousin, his older cousin Miguel. Miguel served in the Vietnam War, and one day while Richard and Miguel were smoking that marijuana, Miguel showed Richard pictures of him beating up, torturing, raping, and killing Vietnamese women. And also, that happened whenever he was 12. And then whenever he turned 13, he would see Miguel shoot and kill his wife. So Miguel went to prison for about 4 years because he was there was something mentally wrong with him. Okay, so while he was in prison, Richard went to go stay with his sister. And his sister's wife was known to be like a peeping Tom. Like, he would like look at women, you know, in a weird way. I don't know the sister's name, but the sister's husband name is Roberto. So Roberto would take Richard to go look at women through their windows, like at night. They would watch people change, use the restroom, or just like watch them. I mean, so he was never really in like a good household. So first he went from a household where he would get hit, then he went to one where he seen someone die, then he went from one to where he was watching people. He never was in a normal household. He would drop out of high school completely in 9th grade. And he was arrested in 1977 for possession of weed. And then after that, he moved to LA. Soon after he moved to LA, he would begin like getting into coke, burglary, and an interest in Satanism. I don't know what that means, but I'll put the definition up on the screen because I don't want to get nothing wrong. So he would be arrested 2 times for auto theft. One time in 1981 and another time in 1984. So I guess like stealing stuff was like not enough for him. Like he wanted to like something else to fulfill him. So he started moving into like violence. His first then known murder took place on June 28th of 1984. I said then known murder because his first murder actually took place in April of 1984, but police didn't figure that out until 2009 whenever they found his DNA was found at the crime scene. She was strangled in the basement of a hotel. His victim, so back to his first then known murder, which was originally his second, but police didn't know that at the time. So the victim was 79-year-old Jenny Winco. She was sexually assaulted, stabbed, and killed during a burglary in her own home. His next victim would take place 9 months later on March 17, 1985. He attacked Maria Hernandez. He didn't actually kill her because whenever he attempted to like kill her, he shot and she was on the floor and she put her keys in her hand. She had the keys in her hand like this. The bullet like hit it perfectly and dodged her face. But he thought it killed her because she like laid on the ground and like pretended like she was dead. Her roommate Dale, she was being quiet and she tried to like be quiet and see what's happening. If you know what an island is in the kitchen, it's like and it's not connected to anything. She was hiding behind that and she was watching what happened, and then she peeked her head up. He seen her and then killed her. After that night, the press started calling him the Valley Intruder. So 10 days later after those attacks, on March 27th, 1985, he murdered 64-year-old Vincent and 44-year-old Maxine Zaria. He was robbing their house. He shot Vincent and then Maxine woke up. Obviously, if you hear a shot, you're going to wake up. So then he tied her up, bandaged her up, and then asked her where like the valuables were. So after she told him, he went to go find them. After he went to go find them, she realized, oh, there's a shotgun under the bed. She untied the bandages and then reached under the bed and got the shotgun. Whenever he came back in, she pointed the gun at him and like pulled the trigger, but the gun wasn't loaded. So after she attempted to shoot him, he got furious because like why, like he obviously was gonna be mad. So he shot and killed her and then cut out her eyeballs and put it in a jewelry box and took it home. And whenever he was leaving that crime scene, he did leave a footprint. So next he killed William, who was 65, and Lily. I couldn't find nothing about her, so sorry. Their last names was Doy. They were a married couple, I assume. He killed them on May of 1985. Over the next couple months, he claimed to have murdered a dozen of people on a frenzy of burglary, assault, and brutal violence. The media and police pressure, aided with description from surviving victims, it forced Ramirez to leave LA in August. He went north to San Francisco, where he took 2 more victims, Peter, who was 66, and Barbara, who was 64, and their last names was Pan, on August 17th. The press quickly gave him the name the Night Stalker because most of his attacks would take place at night. His actions on this final night of terror would lead to his arrest. He was spotted outside a Mission Viejo home where he left a footprint before a witness took note of his car and license, so they didn't have anything besides the footprint, really. Later, he raped a woman in her house and shot her fiance. The victim provided I guess he didn't end up killing her, so the victim provided a detailed description of her attacker, who forced her to swear her love to Satan. His abandoned car was found a few days later with only 1 fingerprint. He left it on the rear view mirror, I think that's what they're called. He was really good with cleaning the cars, but he left 1, which made the police like really happy because that was really his only little like slip up besides the footprints. And like I told you before, he had been to jail a couple of times. So the police already had his fingerprints in their database, so that was an easy link, you know? So since like the police were looking for him and his pictures were like all over newspapers and stuff, while he was trying to get away, he ended up trying to carjack 2 people. So the first carjack was unsuccessful, so he went into another neighborhood. While he was trying to carjack somebody, people recognized him and they started to jump him. It was a group of boys in a neighborhood, and one of them ended up hitting his head with a pole while they were, and then the police were called and they got him, but he was unconscious after the person hit him with a pole. This is trial, conviction, and sentencing. So at his court appearance, he put a pentagram on his hand, which is like a satanic thing, and he kept saying "Hail Satan" to like the cameras. So like a lot of places were showing his pictures everywhere, and a lot of females considered him like a good-looking man / like cute, you know. And people would send him over hundreds of letters. So his biggest fan would be Doreen. She sent him 75 letters during his incarceration. On September 30th, 1989, he was completely charged with 13 murders, 5 attempts, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries. November 7th, he was sent to California's gas chamber. So in 1988, he proposed to Doreen. But Doreen, after they were married, it was figured out that he killed the 9-year-old in 2009, she broke it off with him. She was like, I don't see how he could do that. I don't see why she didn't break up with him for all the other murders, but I guess the 9-year-old was like, nah. While waiting for his execution date, like for them to gas him, he became unwell and very sick, and he ended up passing away at the age of 55. He was waiting for his execution date for 23 years. So I don't really know when they plan to execute him. And he died from cancer, 2013. But yeah, should I do more videos like these? These videos are kind of fun, and they're like, it takes me a couple of days to like find the information. It gives me like something to do while we're in quarantine. This case is like more known, but I can do more that are like not as known as this. Ew, none of y'all were gonna tell me I had this on my hand? How rude. Okay, but yeah, I hope y'all like this video. I could do more. We can make this a series. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that I can know if y'all like these types of videos, because if there's enough likes, I'll do more, because I like these types of videos. I like sit down videos. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye.